Alright, it's been a while since my last video. So in light of the situation, as always, intensifying as time progresses, we're now in on the 13th of January 2022, and this conglomerate of intelligence agencies and states who run this global social engineering and intelligence operation and the social and political persecution of me are just endlessly conducting information and psychological warfare against me, and they are constantly running some kind of PSYOP and propaganda campaign. Over the last days, they have been trying to discredit me by running these PSYOPs in which they proclaim that I have been engaging in all sorts of extremely bizarre and sexual perverted activity with my so-called parents, and they're implicating my dad in this completely bizarre situation that they are conjuring out of the blue. And I'm guessing that they want to coerce him in some kind of way to act against me in a more official capacity. I don't really have the knowledge nor have I been told anything other than what I have been hearing over the media here in Denmark, especially, and also in the United States. YouTubers and podcasters have been making references to this conglomerate's latest PSYOPs in these regards, and yeah, it's quite obviously that they're trying to coerce my so-called family to act against me in a more official capacity. This is not the first time either that they're using these tactics against my so-called family, who previously have been have done whatever this conglomerate of intelligence agencies in the states have coerced them to do, in hope that they could get a ticket to be left alone from the programs, never-ending propaganda and PSYOPs, which is being broadcasted all over the world on a daily basis. But as anybody who has any knowledge about intelligence agencies and states who have a vested interest in something, they don't give a fuck about anyone other than their own interest. So this free pass has clearly been proven time and again has been nothing but false promises by the state to actually, they have actually implicated themselves in this situation by doing what the government told them, instead of having my back from the day one and having this situation never happen. If they had just told me what was going on from day one, then me and my so-called family could have fought this within the justice system here in Denmark, and the situation wouldn't have happened. But because they have done what the government's told them to do, this situation has been able to go on for 14 years straight. And as you can see now, I'm just being accused of everything under the sun. If I'm not Denmark's Hitler, then I'm Jeffrey Epstein. And if there's some terrorist attack, then I'm the next terrorist. And when I'm not being accused of having committed some kind of horrendous crime or sex crime, I'm always being discredited by these conglomerates who are saying that I'm some kind of completely incompetent moron who's just walking around in my own filth for everybody to see, like this walking toilet that they are projecting to everybody that I supposedly am. While it's quite obvious for anybody who sees my videos or sees me in reality, these things just cannot be true. But unfortunately, it's such a small percentage of people who actually see me in real life. So these conglomerates of states and intelligence agencies using the Edward Bernays propaganda trick by just repeating endlessly the same scripts and propaganda narratives, where they are being indoctrinated to believe that I'm some kind of completely incompetent fool who can't take care of myself and just covered in my own filth. And when they're not running this shit and piss campaign, then they're always claiming that I'm engaging in some kind of sexual perverted activities. Again, I'm not actually quite sure what they're claiming all the time, but I know it's something bizarre and perverted. and they are just repeating the same scripts, as I say, over and over and over again, and just expanding, I suppose, on the narratives which they have forever written and propagated themselves, and just now they're just repeating them to a much more profound extent in the hopes that nobody will take me seriously, and in the hopes that nobody would want to stop the situation which is going on. I suppose that's what it's all about, is about indoctrinating the people to go along with this psychological experiment, if you will, because this is what it is. It's a social engineering experiment, and at the same time an intelligence operation conducted by a conglomerate of intelligence agencies and states, primarily consisting of the United States government and its intelligence agencies, CIA and NSA, predominantly in collaboration with the Danish intelligence agency, PET, and states. And here in Denmark, nobody's allowed, or I suppose it's the same goes for all over the world, nobody's allowed to have any kind of organic interactions with me whatsoever. So anytime I'm going training or speaking to someone as it relates to my small business, one-stop engine shop, they have to follow what is being communicated through the program's global synthetic telepathy communication system. And these states who run the program are picking up through electromagnetic communication systems and sensory systems what I'm seeing and hearing, and reading my internet or bugging my phone, and picking up what is being interacted, and then in real time coming up with what people have to say in response to what is going on. And that is the only way people are allowed to have any kind of communications with me whatsoever. So as you see, things are being micromanaged and controlled utterly. And this is literally the status of the situation, never mind the purpose of this never-ending saga. And that is why there is never any conclusion, because they're using, as I say, the situation which they themselves are creating as the pretext for having this global social engineering and intelligence operation running for all of these years. And they don't want it to stop. They want to intensify their completely arbitrariness and this authoritarianism which they have been implementing through this program. And there is nothing much I can do to stop this, but just me being me, and people seeing me in reality and hearing my videos. And these videos I do are always being censored to the highest of magnitudes and shadow banned and what have you. So it's limited how many people I can reach. But even this amount of people which I'm reaching through my interactions and through my videos is enough to cause problems for these state arbiters and intelligence agencies. And that is obviously why they are conducting such ferocious attacks against me.